Quick. This is one sheet of parchment folded, okay? And then I just marked that one side. So, you know, that way we don't waste a whole lot of paper. And I just set the pan on it and then marked it. But at, you know, at an 8-inch pan, you'll get 6 out of one sheet. Otherwise we throw away so much parchment here. And then I'm cutting just on the inside of the line because now after Chef's lecture I gotta make sure this fits. Alright. So with that, I don't know, Chef, you put a little bit of spray just on the bottom, right? To stick the paper?
Yeah, it's just insurance. If you pour in your batter too rough, sometimes the paper moves.
Yeah. So I'll just use it as glue, but like Chef was saying, we don't want to get it up on the sides there. Okay, and then just make sure they fit well, and you know, cut some for someone next to you. I didn't check the recipe ahead, so I'm not exactly sure how many it's going to make.
It's going to make 2.
2? Okay, perfect. And then I've got my 4 other discs. Okay, with the chiffon, it is, like Chef said, it's a meringue-based cake, a foam cake, and but a very, very simple cake. And the beauty of it is you're just going to make a batter like a pancake batter, and then you'll make your meringue and fold it in. So I've got my sifter. Go ahead. Here. All right, first thing we want to do is sift our dry ingredients. And we're doing the spice one, so it would be a good idea to get all those spices sifted right in. And you'll see on the recipe that the sugar is split into 2. So let's get that sugar mixed right in here. That sugar being mixed in here right now is going to help you make a nice smooth batter. Now the kosher salt may not go through there, and I'll just push it a little bit. So if you look here, I have everything in. This here, those are my wet ingredients, and that's a meringue. And the reason we have that one dry ingredient, what is that next to the meringue?
Tartar.
Yeah, exactly. And what is that?
Stabilizing.
And yeah. And acid used to stabilize the egg whites, but perfect. So you'll see when you're done, you'll have that that kosher salt. But if everything is very smooth there, then I'll just dump that little bit that's left. Okay, so I just have a few lumps, but got most of that right through. So now we set that aside. The next step, take your water, and there's no important order here. The only thing is I just want to be careful with the egg yolks, just not to get them you know, in direct contact with the alcohol from the vanilla. So we're just going to start whisking everything together here. And now I can just it's kind of tough with that little bit of vanilla. You sometimes lose a little bit of that in there if it's sitting for a while. It evaporates very fast. And now the egg yolks. So now we have all our wet ingredients here. And whisk this very good. Make sure you get that nice and smooth there. There's no need, you know, we're not trying to foam it up or anything, but we just want to make sure we break that up real smooth. Okay, now we're going to take the dry ingredients and whisk that in and make a batter. And now that I whisk that up, and because the sugar's in there, the sugar will keep it from lumping up because the sugar is going to melt in there. So you should have a very smooth batter because of that. So I don't, you know, and I don't like to complicate things because if you look at that right there, there's no lumps in there, right? It's perfectly smooth. So if you, as long as you sift the sugar into it, it'll help the flour dissolve into the dry ingredients and be perfectly smooth. Okay, now the next step is going to be the meringue. So with this meringue here, I'm going to go ahead and put the egg whites in the bowl. Make sure your bowl is clean and dry. And now I'm going to put that cream of tartar in there. And I want to, right away with that cream of tartar, I want to just whisk it in there because you know that's a pretty strong acid. And now we'll go ahead and we'll get it started and then foam it up, and then we'll slowly add the granulated sugar. Because this is not a Swiss meringue, it has very little sugar. We're going to save some time here by foaming it up ahead of time.